Welcome back, Deep Divers, to another journey with the Deep Dive. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're not delving into ancient prophecies or, the mysteries of the universe. Instead, we're taking a truly unique deep dive into what we're calling the accidental case study of one Emma Corrigan.
Okay.
We're going to explore, with hopefully a healthy dose of humor and insight, what happens when those tiny everyday secrets we all carry.
Yeah, those little things.
Our little vulnerabilities, our small deceptions, what happens when they suddenly get thrust into the harsh, unblinking glare of public scrutiny.
And that's precisely our core mission here, isn't it?
Yeah.
To extract the surprising facts and, fundamental human insights from Emma's story.
Exactly.
Insights that resonate far beyond just a fictional narrative. We'll be focusing keenly on the immense psychological weight of secrets.
Huge.
How our self-perception profoundly shapes our reality. The intricate and often messy dance of relationships. And that perpetually blurred, sometimes painfully so, line between our private and professional lives.
It's so blurry.
Emma's journey through this minefield is genuinely a goldmine for understanding universal human behavior.
So at the heart of it all, we're really asking, what do we truly learn about ourselves and about the nature of human connection when our deepest, most embarrassing secrets are laid bare?
Right. Not just to a friend.
Not just to a trusted friend in a moment of vulnerability, no, but to a complete stranger. And then somehow, impossibly, to the entire world.
It's the nightmare scenario.
It's a scenario that most of us would rather just crawl under the covers and never come out of, right? But Emma's unexpected navigation through this reveals some truly illuminating truths about vulnerability and authenticity.
It really does. The accidental confession. A whirlwind of vulnerability.
Okay, so let's really unpack this story. We plunge directly into the world of Emma Corrigan, a marketing assistant at Panther Corporation. And from the very get-go, we see her navigating a professional and personal world built on a foundation of delightful, yet utterly transparent pretense.
Yeah, transparent is a good word for it.
She's acutely, sometimes painfully aware of her own small deceptions, even if maybe no one else is quite picking up on it.
It's fascinating how immediately the narrative introduces us to this core aspect of Emma's character. She admits right off the bat that her Kate Spade bag is a fake.
The bag.
And this isn't just a minor detail about fashion, is it? It's a symbolic anchor for her self-perception.
Totally.
It speaks volumes about an underlying insecurity, a feeling that she needs to project an image of success or sophistication that she doesn't genuinely possess.
Like she's playing a part.
Exactly. Then there's the slightly more ambitious and frankly quite amusing Concord to Ottawa bluff.
Yeah, that one's great.
The humor in this lies in the immediate realization that Concord doesn't fly to Ottawa.
Right. A minor detail.
Highlighting the fragility of her deceptions. And the absolute kicker, the stark truth that underpins it all, is her internal monologue. This is the first deal I've ever done, full stop.
Wow.
This isn't just about a designer bag or a travel lie. It's a classic manifestation of what psychologists call imposter syndrome.
We hear that term a lot.
Especially prevalent in high-pressure professional environments. The key insight here is how seemingly trivial personal deceptions can act as a psychological crutch.
Right.
Ironically intensifying the very insecurity they're meant to hide, creating a self-reinforcing cycle of anxiety.
That makes sense.
She's desperately trying to bluff her way through, and her immediate internal confession of these small deceptions tells us just how much she's struggling to measure up to an internal and perceived external ideal.
And that initial business meeting, the one meant to be her big break,
Oh boy.
quickly spirals into what can only be described as a hilariously relatable disaster.
It really does.
The sheer physical discomfort alone is enough to make you wince those 2 sizes too small G-strings she's squeezed into.
Ugh. Bought by Connor.
Bought by her boyfriend, Connor, yes. Already setting a tone of internal agony and awkwardness. And then the critical moments within the meeting itself, like her desperate struggle to remember the name Doug Hamilton.
The shovel with the ham.
Literally picturing a shovel with a ham on it to try and recall it. It perfectly illustrates her burgeoning professional anxiety and the pressure she feels to perform flawlessly.
Absolutely. And the tension just builds, doesn't it?
Yeah.
From the smallest physical discomforts to significant professional missteps, creating this cascade of anxieties.
Yeah.
Doug Hamilton's feedback, delivered with perhaps a little too much bluntness.
Just a bit.
That Glen Oil finds Panther Prime too aggressive, despite Emma's internal insistence that it's just an innocent cranberry-flavored drink.
Which sounds quite nice, actually.
It highlights the profound disconnect between external perception and internal reality. This isn't just about a marketing pitch. It's a mirror reflecting Emma's own self-perception.
How so?
Well, she views herself as innocent and well-intentioned, right?
Yeah.
But the world, and specifically the corporate world, is perceiving something entirely different.
Okay.
Her immediate internal monologue, "I am such a deluded moron," isn't just self-criticism.
Although it is harsh.
It is very harsh.
Yeah.
But it's also a window into a pervasive, deeply ingrained, self-deprecating narrative that she constantly reinforces. This profound lack of self-compassion leads her to believe that every misstep is a personal failing, rather than, say, a learning opportunity, which is a common psychological pitfall when individuals operate from a place of deep insecurity.
So dejected and reeling from this first deeply screwed up deal, Emma's mind inevitably drifts to a string of past career failures.
Oh, yeah, the list.
We quickly learn that this isn't her first rodeo in career changes. In fact, it's startlingly her third career in 4 years.
Wow, that's a lot of change.
There's the disastrous stint as an estate agent, where she felt ethically compromised, having to tell people they could only afford £300,000 houses when she was supposed to show them £400,000.
Oof. Yeah, pushing them beyond their means.
Exactly. Then came the photography course, a venture that sank her into £4,000 of debt to her dad.
Right, the debt.
Only for her to watch a classmate become instantly successful shooting for Vogue while she lamented, "Meanwhile, I got more and more into debt."
That contrast is brutal.
It really is.
And this relentless backdrop of perceived failure is absolutely crucial to understanding Emma's state of mind.
Sets the scene.
It underscores the immense societal pressure for linear success and achievement, particularly when contrasted with the seemingly effortless triumph of others.
Like her cousin Carrie.
Exactly, like her cousin Carrie, who appears to effortlessly collect accolades and high-achieving connections.
Right.
Emma's history of financial struggle and professional false starts amplifies her existing vulnerabilities, setting the stage for a profound moment of catharsis. This string of disappointments establishes a clear, painful pattern. Emma is consistently measuring herself against external benchmarks.
The successful classmate, the perfect cousin.
And constantly falling short in her own mind. This continuous internal narrative of inadequacy primes her for a situation where all her carefully constructed facades will inevitably crumble because the internal pressure is already overwhelming.
And that pivotal moment arrives with a literal jolt on a plane during a terrifying bout of severe clear air turbulence.
The classic setup.
Faced with what she genuinely believes is impending doom, Emma's filter, her usual self-censorship and social decorum, completely breaks.
Yeah.
She's hit with an undeniable panic attack, an overpowering need to talk to someone. Her futile attempt to call Connor, who is conveniently unavailable on his phone,
Of course.
leaves her utterly alone, culminating in that raw, desperate, almost primal realization. It's either talk or scream.
This is a textbook, almost poetic example of what's known in psychology as the threat override phenomenon.
Threat override. Okay.
When our survival instincts are activated, when we perceive an existential threat like a plummeting airplane, the prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain responsible for social inhibition, rational thought, self-censorship.
The sensible bit.
A sensible bit, exactly. It temporarily disengages. The profound insight for Emma and for us is that true vulnerability often isn't a choice,
Right.
but a primal, unfiltered reaction to perceived existential threat. The urgency to offload emotional burdens becomes paramount. We see this across many extreme human experiences. People confessing intimate details to strangers in emergency rooms during natural disasters, or as in Emma's case, on a long-haul flight.
Because you just need to connect.
You need to connect. And the anonymity of this situation, combined with the intense emotional arousal of a near-death experience, creates a unique psychological space. The self-censoring mechanisms that usually govern our public personas simply diminish. Gone. Opening the floodgates to genuine, unfiltered truth. Her brain is screaming for catharsis, overriding the usual social script.
And what a torrent of confessions it is. To the stranger next to her, who turns out to be Jack Harper, she reveals everything with breathtaking, raw honesty and astonishing detail.
Everything.
From deep-seated childhood grievances, like feeling utterly invisible when her cousin Carrie came to live with them, All at once, it was like my parents couldn't see me anymore.
Ouch. That's deep-rooted stuff.
To mundane daily irritations, such as watering her boss Artemis's stupid spider plant with orange juice.
Yes. That petty act of rebellion.
Which speaks volumes about her simmering frustrations.
It really does. And yes, the scope and granularity of her disclosure are astonishingly comprehensive. She divulges self-conscious physical details like wearing G-strings because they don't give you VPL.
Visible panty line, got it.
And worrying her breasts are too small, alongside professional misrepresentations, such as putting maths GCSE grade A on her CV when I really only got C.
Oh, the CV lie. That comes back.
Oh, does it ever? Emma's flood of confessions to Jack is a fascinating, albeit extreme, case of disclosure reciprocity.
Okay, explain that.
Normally, this principle suggests that we tend to match the level of intimacy someone shares with us, fostering mutual trust.
Right, tit for tat.
Kind of. But in a high-arousal perceived life-or-death situation, like a plane crash scare, that typical social script goes out the window. Her brain is screaming for catharsis, overriding the usual reciprocal expectation.
So she's not waiting for him to share back.
Not at all. It's a primal psychological dump, showing just how desperately we seek an emotional release when facing profound fear, even if the receiver isn't actively participating. We are truly given a rare, unfiltered look into a genuine internal monologue, seeing every thought, no matter how petty or profound, pour out. The testament to the fact that when our guards are down, our true selves in all their messy glory emerge.
And even her romantic relationship with Connor is laid bare in excruciating, painful detail.
Oh, the Connor stuff is something else.
She confesses her hidden thoughts about him being almost too good-looking. A bit like one of those dolls. Like Ken.
Oof. Not exactly passionate.
No. She reveals his obsession with his orange digital thing watch compared to her thoughtful leather gift, a small but telling sign of their misalignment.
Yeah, the gift thing says a lot.
She admits her faked enjoyment of jazz concerts, which led him to believe she loved it, showcasing the small deceits we weave in relationships.
The fake jazz enjoyment, classic.
And, of course, the mortifying G-spot confession.
Oh, God, the begonia.
Where she made up a completely fabricated story about her body opening like a flower, and even calling it a begonia, just to appease him and maintain an illusion of passion.
The level of detail is just, wow. But this level of disclosure, even to a total stranger, paints a stark picture of the immense pressure Emma feels to maintain a perfect couple image.
Right, keeping up appearances.
It highlights the silent compromises, the suppressed desires, and the small deceptions that accumulate within relationships when genuine communication is lacking. Her confessions reveal a profound yearning for a huge, amazing romance, an earthquake, or a huge whirlwind, something exciting and authentic that she clearly feels is missing with Connor.
She wants more.
Desperately. This disclosure isn't just about embarrassment. It's a desperate cry for a passion and authentic connection that her current relationship simply isn't providing. It lays bare her true, unmet needs and the emotional void she's unconsciously trying to fill, even with a stranger in a moment of panic.
Wow.
It shows us how often we compromise our true selves in relationships for the sake of perceived harmony or external validation, the unforeseen reappearance, secrets in the spotlight.
So Emma returns to her life, still, reeling from that harrowing plane ride.
Understandably.
But now armed with this secret that subconsciously begins to shape her perception and create this, low hum of anxiety.
Yeah, it's lingering.
There's this lingering sense of relief that Doug Hamilton was quite sweet in the end. He wouldn't tell Paul what happened, which is a moment that subtly foreshadows the crushing betrayal of trust to come.
Oh, the irony.
But which at the time offers a small, fragile comfort. It's like the universe is playing a trick on her, giving her this false sense of security.
It really is. And the psychological weight of secrets is a pervasive and incredibly interesting theme throughout Emma's narrative. And this is where it begins to truly build. This initial secret, shared with a stranger, creates a constant hum of anxiety in her daily life. She's living with this internal knowledge that she's exposed herself.
Right, that vulnerability.
And the possibility of that exposure manifesting in her real life, however remote, becomes a persistent background hum of dread. It's a significant psychological burden, especially when the secret involves someone who now holds unknown power over her.
Yeah, he knows everything.
This is indeed the calm before the storm, where the seeds of future dread are quietly but firmly planted, showing how our past vulnerabilities can cast long shadows over our present.
And back at home, her family dynamics continue to challenge Emma's self-worth, particularly how she's constantly overshadowed by her cousin Carrie.
Ah, Carrie, the perfect cousin.
We see this with the Sammy the goldfish replacement. She hopes her flatmate Lissy won't notice another small deception that ironically mirrors her larger ones.
Echoes everywhere.
Then there's her family's almost oblivious praise of Carrie, the swimming champion, who has met at some convention for young entrepreneurs.
Always Carrie, Carrie, Carrie.
The deep-seated rivalry and the profound sense of being perpetually in Carrie's shadow becomes painfully clear when Emma discovers, through a discarded rejection letter,
Ooh, the discovery.
that Carrie had deliberately sabotaged her job application, sending back a standard rejection letter for mere work experience.
That is cold, utterly cold.
Right.
And this is more than just typical sibling rivalry. It's a powerful illustration of the enduring impact of childhood favoritism and the subtle yet deeply damaging ways it chips away at adult self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
Emma's constant struggle for her parents' approval and recognition against Carrie's seemingly effortless success drives many of her underlying insecurities and actions. It's a classic dynamic where one child feels permanently diminished in comparison,
Always second best.
fostering a desperate need for external validation. This parental triangulation, where Emma is positioned in opposition to Carrie, feeds into Emma's deep self-doubt, making her particularly vulnerable to unforeseen circumstances and reinforcing her belief that she is fundamentally not enough.
Wow.
The discovery of Carrie's sabotage isn't just a betrayal, it's a profound confirmation of Emma's deepest fears about her place in the family hierarchy and her own worth.
Just brutal confirmation. Okay, so back at Panther Corporation, Emma's aspirations for a promotion hit a predictable and frankly crushing wall.
Yeah, poor Emma.
Her boss, Paul, dismisses her with a harsh, "You're not ready for a promotion, you'll have to prove yourself first."
Ouch. No sugarcoating there.
And her immediate, almost comical internal fear is that he's actually writing "deranged lunatics seek medical help" on her appraisal form.
Oh dear.
It's a moment that perfectly captures her spiral of self-doubt.
It really does. And this professional setback acts as yet another painful reinforcement of Emma's deeply ingrained pattern of struggling for validation.
Just piling on.
It confirms her internal narrative of being a failure, making her even more susceptible to seeking approval and indeed salvation from unexpected sources. Each professional disappointment only heightens her desperate yearning for recognition, creating a perfect storm for the dramatic, terrifying twist that's about to unfold.
She's primed for it.
She's so desperate for validation that her perception is entirely skewed towards what she believes others think of her, rather than focusing on her own capabilities. It's a classic case of external locus of control, believing that her fate is determined by external forces rather than her own actions.
And then the shocking, stomach-dropping reveal that truly sets the stage for the rest of our deep dive.
Here goes.
The stranger from the plane, Jack Harper, is not just a big shot. He's none other than the founder of Panther Corporation.
It's a founder.
And he's now visiting the office. Emma's immediate internal panic is palpable, almost leaping off the page. "He recognizes me. Please don't come over."
Oh, the horror. The absolute horror.
The sheer terror of that moment, the realization that her most intimate secrets are now known by her ultimate boss, is incredibly vivid.
This is the absolute nightmare scenario of unintended consequences when anonymity is suddenly shattered.
Completely shattered.
The power imbalance becomes immense, almost comically so, as the person to whom Emma divulged every embarrassing detail now holds her professional fate.
And personal life.
And frankly, her entire sense of privacy in his hands. It's the ultimate erosion of psychological safety, where the sanctuary of a fleeting anonymous connection transforms into an intensely vulnerable, high-stakes exposure.
Only stakes is right.
The feeling of being completely stripped bare, not just emotionally, but professionally, is now a terrifying reality. It's the ultimate what-if scenario for anyone who's ever overshared with a stranger, suddenly made horrifyingly real.
So Jack Harper's visit becomes this masterclass in tension as Emma grapples with the potential fallout of her uncontrolled confessions.
You can feel the knots in her stomach.
We see it in his pointed question about the disgusting coffee at work, a direct callback to one of her many airplane ramblings.
Oh, he knows. He's playing with her.
Designed to make her squirm and confirm his knowledge, and then Emma's frantic internal recall of everything she told him. What sort of knickers I wear, and what flavor ice cream I like, and how I lost my virginity.
The whole list is flashing before her eyes.
The list goes on, each detail adding to her burgeoning dread, making her feel utterly exposed.
This scene perfectly illustrates the feeling of being exposed down to your very core, almost physically. The prior fleeting trust established under duress on the plane now transmutes into immense vulnerability as the power dynamics shift completely. Every seemingly insignificant detail she shared takes on monumental, terrifying significance for Emma, especially the lie about her maths GCSE grade A on her CV.
The CV lie looms large.
For her, this minor deception now feels like a career-ending fraud, a monumental betrayal of trust, amplifying her anxiety to an almost unbearable degree. It demonstrates how external circumstances can amplify our internal insecurities to an unbearable pitch, making small missteps feel like catastrophic failures.
And the initial official meeting with Jack is built on a complete and frankly hilarious misunderstanding.
Oh, this part is gold.
Driven entirely by Emma's acute anxiety, she launches into an impassioned, preemptive apology for the falsified A grade on her CV.
She just blurts it out.
Desperately pleading, "You must realize I would never have mentioned my CV if I'd known who you were." It's a moment of pure, unadulterated cringe, but also profound insight into her self-perception.
The irony and humor in this scene are exquisite, truly. Emma is utterly terrified of being fired for what she perceives as a catastrophic deception, a minor white lie on a CV, while Jack is focused on an entirely different business-related matter.
He's probably thinking about something completely else.
Exactly. Something that, from his perspective, has nothing to do with her personal life. This moment starkly reveals Emma's self-centered anxiety at this point in her journey. She's so wrapped up in her own mortification and fear of judgment that she completely misreads the situation.
Totally misreads it.
Highlighting how our deepest insecurities can dramatically distort our perception of reality and lead us to make wild assumptions about others' intentions. It's a classic example of cognitive bias, where her internal state is projecting itself onto her interpretation of external events.
Despite the initial misunderstanding, the Leopold file quickly becomes a recurring, almost clandestine motif in their interactions.
Ah, yes, the Leopold file.
It's a secret code for their unexpected rendezvous, seamlessly blending the professional with the personal. Jack's casual instruction for Emma to find the Leopold file, which didn't exist in any official capacity,
They're a little secret.
creates this shared inside joke, a private language only they understand, drawn from his own past experience. And Emma's excitement, mixed with a healthy dose of apprehension about what this means, is quite infectious.
This is a really clever narrative device that highlights the powerful psychological draw of shared secrets. The Leopold file serves as an inside joke, a private signal that begins to build a unique sense of intimacy and complicity between them, even within a formal professional setting.
Right, their thing.
It's about creating a shared world that others can't access, which fosters a sense of special connection and a feeling of being in on something. This small, playful secret hints at Jack's character being far more complex than just a ruthless businessman.
There's more to him.
It suggests he values genuine, off-kilter human connection and is genuinely intrigued by Emma's unfiltered authenticity. It's the first real step towards an authentic, if unconventional, relationship built on something beyond their initial fraught interaction, navigating new dynamics. From boyfriend to blind date.
So as Emma's attention irrevocably shifts towards Jack, her relationship with Connor begins its inevitable unraveling.
Yeah, the writing's on the wall for Connor.
Her growing realization that she definitively don't want to move in with Connor leads to desperate and frankly disastrous attempts to spice things up.
Oh, at the archive room.
And reignite a spark that was never really there. The absolute cringeworthy, spontaneous sex attempt in the archive room, where she awkwardly asks, "Don't you find this exciting? Just the thought that someone could be walking down the corridor right now?"
So forced.
Culminates in Jack Harper's perfectly deadpan discovery and his dry instruction. Perhaps the pair of you could adjust your dress before returning to your desks.
Mortifying. Absolutely mortifying.
It's a truly mortifying but hilariously pivotal moment.
This scene perfectly encapsulates the dangers of performative intimacy and the unraveling of a relationship built on superficial compatibility rather than genuine connection.
Right, it's not real.
Emma's actions reflect a desperate, almost performative, search for the passion she feels is missing, attempting to inject artificial excitement into a relationship that's fundamentally stale.
Just going through the motions.
The public embarrassment serves as a painful, undeniable catalyst for her to confront the stark reality of her relationship with Connor. It's a moment of truth, revealing that their perfect couple image was just that, an image, lacking the true spark she craves. It highlights how much of our relational behavior is driven by our own unmet needs, sometimes to our great personal humiliation.
Despite the mortification, or perhaps in a strange way because of it, Emma and Jack's connection deepens, leading to their highly unconventional first official date.
Round 2.
This time, Emma makes a firm decision to organize the second date my way, focusing on her own preferences and attempting to reclaim some agency after the chaotic and frankly one-sided intimacy of their previous encounters. She's trying to reestablish a sense of control.
And this shift in power dynamics is incredibly significant. Emma is attempting to assert control and agency in a relationship where she initially felt completely exposed and vulnerable.
Taking the reins.
This act of taking charge, of saying, this is how I want to do it, is an important step in her personal growth. However, it's a delicate balance, and her attempts to direct the situation, while empowering in theory, lead to quite mixed results. It immediately sets up the tension between her desire for control and the unexpected, sometimes uncomfortable ways true intimacy actually unfolds when you are truly known.
And this first official date, while romantic on the surface, quickly reveals a new kind of discomfort for Emma. The feeling of being profoundly known without being truly seen.
Oh, that's a key distinction.
Jack's casual knowledge of her life is unsettling. He pre-orders her favorite meal, champagne and roasted peppers, knows about her Aunt Sue's incident, and her preference for Evian water.
He's got the cheat sheet.
Exactly. Emma's internal discomfort highlights the crucial distinction. Choosing your food is half the fun. He has no idea about me. None at all. It's a moment where the facts of her secrets are disconnected from the truth of her living experience.
This is a truly profound moment in their developing relationship, speaking directly to the difference between factual knowledge and genuine empathic understanding.
Right, knowing about versus knowing.
While Jack knows her secrets, he's literally heard them all. Every embarrassing detail he hasn't yet processed the meaning behind them or allowed Emma to reveal herself on her own terms. He's operating from a data-driven understanding rather than a relational one. A powerful contrast between simply having facts about someone and truly listening with empathy, allowing space for organic self-revelation and mutual discovery.
Yeah.
It underscores that knowing about someone isn't the same as truly knowing them. Intimacy isn't just about disclosure, it's about mutual discovery, where both parties are active participants in the revelation, not just one. Emma feels objectified by his knowledge, not cherished.
And the date culminates in Emma's frustrated outburst, a clear and decisive declaration of her profound discomfort and her dramatic, literal storming off.
She's had enough.
She tells Jack, in no uncertain terms, "You don't know me, you've practically ignored me all evening," before making a hasty exit to the bus stop, a classic move of defiant independence.
Good for her. This outburst is a critical and necessary moment of Emma reclaiming her voice and her agency. She refuses to be defined solely by the facts he knows about her.
Yeah.
It's a powerful assertion of her desire to be truly seen and heard for who she is now, not just cataloged by her past confessions. This emotional declaration signifies a significant step in her personal growth, moving from passive acceptance of his knowledge and control to actively demanding a more authentic reciprocal connection. She's essentially telling him, I'm more than just the sum of my secrets. This is where she starts to take back the narrative of her own life.
The bus stop confrontation after she's stormed off marks a real turning point in their dynamic, and it's beautifully executed.
It really is.
Jax, surprisingly, admits his own skeeving history from his first job, revealing his shared secret of needing an excuse to get away from our desks by asking for the Leopold file.
He shares something back, finally.
This mutual, if initially awkward, understanding truly begins to form, cemented by their shared laughter over the ridiculous Panther Corporation song.
The song, yes.
Emma then confidently asserts for their next date, "Leave the car behind. We'll do things my way." It's a fantastic power reversal.
This is indeed the true beginning of a more authentic and balanced connection. By revealing his own small, relatable secret, a parallel to Emma's own workplace deceptions, Jack intentionally dismantles some of the initial power imbalance that had been so unsettling for Emma.
Meeting her halfway.
He meets her vulnerability with his own. The shared laughter over the Panther Corporation song is not just a moment of humor. It's a shared experience, a bonding ritual that moves them beyond their individual anxieties. And Emma's confident assertion for the next date signals a significant shift from an asymmetrical relationship built on her unilateral vulnerability to a more genuinely interactive one. It's about moving beyond mere information sharing to a place of mutual understanding and respect. where genuine interaction, reciprocity, and a sense of shared humanity, not just facts, become the foundation of their bond. The complexities of truth, exposure, and evolution.
Okay, next hurdle. The corporate family day. This presents yet another test of Emma's attempts to manage appearances, especially with Jack Harper present.
Oh, the family day. Brace yourself.
Her meticulous grooming, exfoliating, applying expensive body cream, choosing her Gassard lacy bra for a potential tryst is hilariously, almost tragically undone when she's forced into a hideous nylon outfit as Snow White.
Snow White, the indignity.
The stark contrast between her aspirations for a sophisticated encounter and the messy reality of the situation is truly comical, but also, for her, deeply frustrating.
This scene brilliantly explores the inherent humor and profound frustration of social expectations, clashing head-on with deeply personal desires. Our aspirations for perfect moments, especially romantic ones, so often crumble in the face of messy, unpredictable realities.
Life happens.
Emma's elaborate preparations, symbolizing her desire for a sophisticated, potentially intimate encounter, are completely undermined by the absurd costume. It highlights the unpredictable nature of life and how easily our carefully constructed self-images can be deflated by external circumstances.
Yep.
It's a relatable struggle between how we want to be perceived and the uncomfortable reality of our circumstances. It also demonstrates how Emma is still, in a way, trying to control external perception, even as she's growing internally.
But the chaos of the family day also leads to Emma's deepest family wounds being exposed.
Here we go.
This time with Jack Harper as a direct and somewhat uncomfortable audience. We see Carrie's continuous boasting, Emma's parents' almost oblivious pride in Carrie.
Still all about Carrie.
Reinforcing Emma's feeling of being overshadowed. And then Jack's polite but pointed questions, almost as if he's probing the family dynamic from an analytical standpoint.
He can't help himself.
That eventually lead to her parents' dawning realization of his true identity as the company's founder.
The penny drops slowly.
Very slowly.
This is a pivotal, almost agonizing moment, showcasing the unique and often uncomfortable power of an outsider to inadvertently reveal uncomfortable truths within a family system.
Right, he's the catalyst.
Emma's long-held, pent-up frustration and resentment with Carrie finally erupts into a raw public confrontation, catalyzed by Jack's presence. It's a painful but necessary release, as Emma can no longer maintain the polite facade in front of someone with whom she is developing a genuine connection.
It all comes out.
Jack's presence acts as a powerful catalyst, forcing deeply buried, dormant family dynamics into the open, a process known as family systems theory in psychology. It's a moment where the private, carefully maintained family narrative is suddenly scrutinized by an external, powerful gaze.
And Emma's raw, unfiltered anger at Carrie in that public setting is truly a breakthrough.
It really is.
Her tearful accusation, "Ever since you've arrived in this family, you've tried to squash me down. You tease me about my crap career. You boast about yourself. I spend my entire life feeling small and stupid," is a powerful, cathartic articulation of decades of suppressed emotion and perceived injustice.
This moment is a profound and significant turning point for Emma. It demonstrates not just courage, but remarkable personal growth. She's finally moving beyond passive internal suffering to active, albeit messy, confrontation.
Yeah, she's fighting back.
By articulating these long-held resentments, she's rejecting the narrative that has diminished her and has been internalized for decades. It's an empowering, if uncomfortable, step towards self-acceptance and asserting her own inherent value. It's an act of self-liberation, demonstrating that true change often requires confronting the very things that make us feel small, regardless of who is watching.
What follows is a brief, incredibly intimate moment between Jack and Emma after all that family drama, where the emotional stakes are incredibly high.
A quiet moment after the storm.
Jack expresses his remorse for intervening. "I was way out of line. I had no right to butt in like that."
He recognizes his part.
And then Emma, in a moment of raw vulnerability, confesses, "I don't know any tricks," implying her lack of pretense, experience, or sophistication. Jack's gentle, profound response is, "I was gripped by her from the moment they met."
Wow, that's huge.
It's a powerful validation.
This moment profoundly clarifies the very nature of their bond. It's rooted not in the sensationalism of her secrets or a transactional exchange of information, but in her authentic vulnerability and his genuine, almost primal fascination with her true, unpolished self. This exchange reshapes our understanding of Jack's initial interest. It wasn't a cynical business opportunity.
Like maybe we thought.
Exactly. But a deeply personal, almost primal attraction to her honesty and lack of pretense. It highlights that true connection often forms not in the perfectly curated moments, but in the raw, messy, and unexpected revelations of who we truly are. He saw something real in her from the start, a refreshing authenticity in a world of manufactured personas.
However, the narrative takes a sharp, whiplash-inducing turn here, leading to the ultimate public humiliation.
Oh no, not this bit.
Jack then shockingly reveals all of Emma's intimate secrets on national television.
National television.
Ostensibly for a new marketing campaign targeting the girl on the street. The list of details from the plane ride is repeated verbatim, painfully and publicly. She reads 15 horoscopes every day. She scans the back of highbrow books, wears lucky underwear on first dates, doesn't like jazz, worries that her breasts are too small.
Just reading them out coldly. This act shatters Emma's evolving understanding of honesty and intimacy. It's a profound sense of betrayal and mortification when personal trust, even implicitly given under duress, is violated in such a public, dispassionate way.
It's brutal.
What was once a private, desperate outpouring becomes a calculated marketing strategy, reduced to a data set for public consumption. It raises critical, timeless questions about consent, privacy, and the weaponization of vulnerability in the digital age, forcing Emma to confront the painful and far-reaching consequences of her earlier unfiltered disclosure. The juxtaposition of their intimate moment right before this public betrayal is truly jarring, highlighting the complexity and sometimes cruelty of communication breakdown.
The immediate devastating fallout of that TV interview is instantaneous and far-reaching, truly capturing the essence of modern public exposure.
The world knows.
Connor is in shock. You can't stand .jazz, realizing the depth of Emma's previous deceptions and the superficiality of their relationship.
The jazz lie bites back.
Emma's colleagues are openly gawping, staring at her with a mix of amusement and pity.
Oh, the office gossip.
And she's barraged with calls from her family and even curious businesses like the Harvey's Bristol Cream publicity department, eager to capitalize on her newfound accidental fame.
She's become a commodity.
Yeah.
This perfectly illustrates the instantaneous and far-reaching consequences of digital exposure in our hyper-connected world. Emma goes from being an anonymous marketing assistant to a public spectacle overnight, completely losing control of her own narrative.
Total loss of control.
The feeling of being a zoo animal for public consumption, scrutinized and discussed by strangers across the nation, is immensely dehumanizing. It's a stark reminder of how quickly our private lives can become public fodder, and the profound psychological toll that kind of unsolicited exposure can take, turning personal vulnerability into a widespread source of entertainment and discussion. It's not just about her secrets being out. It's about her sense of self, her agency being completely usurped, the aftermath and resolution, reclaiming the narrative.
So in the raw wake of the broadcast, Emma grapples with the profound fallout, leading to a period of deep introspection and difficult confrontations.
Picking up the pieces.
Her furious phone calls to Jack, coupled with her desperate, almost rhetorical question to Aiden, the smoothie bar guy. Would you be okay if all your secrets had been revealed on television by a man you trusted? Reveal the raw hurt, anger, and profound confusion she's experiencing.
She's trying to process it all.
She's trying to make sense of this devastating betrayal.
This marks a crucial stage in Emma's emotional journey. She cycles through hurt, anger, and embarrassment, trying to process this shocking public betrayal. The stark contrast between Jack's business-driven, seemingly ruthless actions and her deep personal vulnerability highlights the vast chasm between their understanding of what was shared.
They were on different planets.
Completely. She's forced to reevaluate her trust, her relationships, and ultimately her own self-worth, pushing her towards a deeper understanding of herself. This is where the emotional labor of processing betrayal truly begins, forcing her to confront the difficult question of whether trust can ever be rebuilt after such a public violation.
Amidst the chaos and her personal crisis, Lissy's surprising secret is revealed, offering Emma a moment of unexpected understanding and even humor.
Ah, Lissy's secret. I love this bit.
Emma discovers the mysterious thumping sounds and the presence of Jean-Paul in their flat are due to Lissy being a dancing lawyer.
A dancing lawyer.
A secret she hid for fear of ridicule, of not being taken seriously in her professional life.
This revelation is a beautifully contrasting and humanizing moment. It explores the universal idea that everyone has hidden parts of themselves, often concealed out of fear of judgment or misunderstanding.
We all have our secrets.
Exactly. Lissy's vulnerability, though on a much smaller scale than Emma's, strengthens their friendship, creating a subtle parallel to Emma's own journey with secrets. It's a moment of mutual recognition, where both friends realize they've been performing a version of themselves, and that genuine connection can be deepened through shared, imperfect honesty. It helps Emma gain perspective that her own situation, while extreme, is an amplified version of a common human experience, the inherent tension between our public roles and our private passions.
Her friend Jemima, ever the advocate for sisterhood revenge,
Go Jemima, well, sort of.
pushes Emma to seek retribution by exposing Jack's secrets in kind. Jemima theorizes wildly about Jack having plastic surgery, Botox, or even being involved in white-collar fraud, and vows to enact sisterhood revenge.
She wants blood.
But Emma, despite her profound anger and hurt, feels a deep internal conflict and ultimately refuses to weaponize the intimate information she has about Jack.
And this is huge for her character.
It is.
This presents Emma with a truly crucial moral dilemma, a moment of profound character definition. It highlights the serious ethical implications of using private information as a weapon, even in retaliation, when one has been deeply wronged.
Right, the high road.
Emma's choice to protect Jack's secrets, despite the profound hurt he inflicted, tells us a great deal about her character's maturation. She moves beyond petty revenge or an eye for an eye mentality, demonstrating a significant growth in her understanding of integrity, the destructive nature of betrayal, and perhaps a nascent empathy for Jack's own vulnerabilities.
Maybe she senses something more.
Perhaps. She chooses a more difficult, but ultimately more principled path, refusing to stoop to the level of her betrayer. This is a powerful demonstration of her evolving moral compass.
Emma then begins a powerful process of reclaiming her personal and professional life, making courageous and decisive choices that are truly her own.
Taking back control. For real this time.
She finally breaks up with Connor, symbolically smashing his mother's glass teapot as a definitive, decisive act of letting go. If I knew it wasn't right for me.
Smash. Love teapot smash.
And in a surprising and incredibly touching turn, her parents offer her unconditional support, expressing pride and wiping her 4,000 pounds debt clean.
Wow, that's a big moment with the parents. This signifies a truly significant journey of self-worth and autonomy. Emma is no longer passively seeking external validation from a boyfriend or her parents. She is actively making choices aligned with her authentic self and her own internal compass. The smashing of the teapot is a powerful act of agency, a literal breaking free from what was not right for her, a tangible representation of her newfound resolve. This newfound internal strength is a direct result of confronting her vulnerabilities, asserting her voice, and standing in her truth, even when it's painful.
Yeah.
Her parents' unexpected support further reinforces her sense of inherent worth, healing old wounds of perceived inadequacy. She's finally operating from a place of self-respect.
Emma's career takes an unexpected positive turn precisely because of her newfound authenticity and genuine insights.
Oh, the career twist.
Her controversial but surprisingly insightful observation about marketing Panther bars to the older demographic because they don't pull out their false teeth.
Genius. Terrible, but genius.
Leads Paul, her boss, to recognize her as sheer bloody genius and finally grant her the long-desired promotion. It's a moment of triumph born from unvarnished truth.
This is Emma's professional aha moment, a clear demonstration of her unique value. It underscores the profound importance of authentic contribution and problem solving over trying to fit an imposed mold or bluff her way through.
No more bluffing.
Her unique, unvarnished insight, born from personal, relatable observation, her grandpa, who we know from earlier details.
Right, grandpa's teeth.
Is precisely what the company needed. This shows her unique value not just as an employee but as an individual with a fresh, uninhibited perspective. True genius often comes from genuine, unfiltered observation and the courage to voice it, rather than from calculated performance or adherence to conventional wisdom. She's finally found her professional voice, and it's recognized.
The narrative reaches its deeply emotional climax when Jack finally reveals his deepest, most guarded secret to Emma.
Okay, the big reveal from Jack.
A powerful act of reciprocity, especially after her refusal to weaponize his past. He starts with small personal vulnerabilities, admitting he's afraid of the dark, keeps a baseball bat under the bed, has never worn his mother's Christmas ties.
Humanizing details.
Or that he sometimes looks around board meetings thinking, who the hell are these guys? Revealing his own imposter syndrome.
Even the big boss feels it.
And then the profound, weighty reveal. Pete had a child. He had a daughter. Alice is Pete Laidler's child.
Boom. There it is, the real
The
secret.
real secret.
This revelation carries the true weight of significant secrets and explains why they are guarded so fiercely. Jack's vulnerability here reframes his previous actions, particularly the public revelation of Emma's secrets.
Right. It wasn't just marketing.
From cynical manipulation to deeply personal protective motives related to his past and his friend's legacy. It's the moment where Emma truly sees Jack not just as a powerful user, but as a complex, burdened individual bearing his own profound responsibilities and emotional weight.
She sees the why.
Exactly. This shared, weighty secret creates a new, far deeper level of intimacy, transforming their relationship from one of accidental disclosure and subsequent betrayal to one of earned, mutual trust and profound understanding. It's a testament to the idea that true intimacy often involves sharing not just the surface-level anxieties, but the deep-seated burdens that truly shape us.
Emma's evolution in understanding secrets and honesty is finally beautifully complete. She reflects, if I had never spoken to him on that plane and if I'd never blurted out all that stuff and this would never have happened, it was fate. I was meant to get on that plane.
A sense of destiny, almost.
She even develops a new theory of don't be scared to share, a testament to her journey, quickly tempered by Lissy's astute observation that Jack hasn't shared quite as much with her.
Lissy keeping it real.
Yeah.
And this conclusion perfectly encapsulates the nuanced nature of honesty and vulnerability. It's not about revealing everything to everyone indiscriminately.
No, it's more complicated.
Rather, it's about genuine connection and mutual understanding. Emma realizes that true intimacy means recognizing that some secrets are too profound, too personal, or too sensitive to share lightly, and that trust is a fragile, earned commodity, built on reciprocity and mutual respect, not just unilateral disclosure. Her journey shows that while vulnerability can powerfully open doors and be a catalyst for growth, true connection ultimately requires a deeper mutual exchange, where both parties are truly seen and valued for who they are, secrets and all. It's a lesson in the delicate dance between openness and privacy. So we've journeyed with Emma as her accidental revelations became the very catalyst for profound self-discovery and the forging of unexpected, authentic connections.
Quite a ride.
Her story is a powerful reminder that sometimes letting go of control over our narrative, embracing vulnerability in its messy reality, can lead to unexpected and ultimately more fulfilling outcomes than any carefully constructed facade could ever provide.
So what does this all mean for you, listening in? Perhaps it's a prompt to consider the secrets you keep and why. Are they truly protecting you, or are they subtly holding you back from deeper connection and genuine self-expression?
Good questions.
And how might embracing vulnerability, even in small, controlled ways, open new doors in your own life and relationships?
Critical thinking involves understanding not just what happened, but the why. Emma's story, while fictional, offers a fascinating lens into the universal human experience of seeking connection, navigating vulnerability, and finding our true selves,
Right.
even through the most embarrassing and public of revelations. It encourages us to look beyond the surface of a person's perceived flaws and consider the deeper motivations and fears that shape them.
We encourage you to reflect on Emma's journey and perhaps think about your own Leopold files, those hidden parts of yourself that might be waiting to be seen. What would happen if you dared to share, even just a little? Thanks for diving deep with us.